Okay, so this is I'm going to call it a spear. I don't know exactly what the formal name of it is, but this little device here is what I'm going to attempt to use at the small house out in the woods to drill a well or find water on my property so I can use it. So what happens is this part right here gets banged into the ground with the coupler and another pipe here, and you just bang it and bang it and bang it. That's basically the gist of it. But what happens is, once water is found, there are the little holes here with the screen in the back of it. That's where the water comes to keep the silt and everything out of it as much as possible. The thing I saw or have been reading as far as results on this thing is that lots of people say that it's really dirty inside. They don't clean it out from the pieces of metal that comes through when they drill these small holes. So I took this one apart and I saw that I had lots of shards in here of metal. So what I want to do is clean those out before I attempt to use it. There's some here inside there, and I can actually see down this pipe here, there's some there. So what I'm going to do is basically run some water through here to try and clean as much of it out. Another thing that happens when small holes like this are drilled into a pipe like this, which it looks like it's cast iron galvanized or something like that, what happens is that use oil so that the drill won't die as quickly or become dull. So what I'm going to do is run water through here to get as much of the shards out as possible. Then I have some Dawn over here, and Dawn is of course good for getting grease out of things, because we always see the little ducks that got caught in the oil on TV. And I always use Dawn anyway because it just breaks oil and grease down so well. So I'm going to rinse it out, put some Dawn in it, try and rinse that around a little bit, not a whole lot, just enough to get a little bit out or whatever. Because if I do, or when I find water on my property, I don't want to taste the oil that they used in here forever. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, once I finish with the Dawn, I'll rinse it out some more to get all of that out. Then I will put some vinegar in here, and hopefully that will help to clean it. I couldn't think of anything else that I would want to use other than vinegar, because vinegar is a good cleaner. So I'm hoping that will do the trick. And look, once I find water with this thing, I'll let you know if it actually worked. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to get started. So I'll get some water going. Unfortunately, I won't be able to turn this off as I need it, but I'm going to try and squirt some in here as much as possible. It looks pretty good. Looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. So we'll do the other end also. Yeah, I think that's going to work well. Of course, we have some in here. That's good. And I can see the way the water is beating up. We do have some oil in there. So I think that's going to work out pretty good. So I'm going to use my Dawn a bit to get a little in there. I like it to be able to go all the way down, but I don't know that I'll be able to do that. But I think even with this little bit, it'll be a lot better than it would be if I didn't do this at all. even if it doesn't go all the way down. But I'm going to give it a shot. Don't want to use it all up, but I want to be able to get enough in it to at least clean it out. So I'm just going to let it go down a bit. I let it go a little further. It's about right here because I got bubbles on the outside now. So I'll let that go a little further, and then I'll put some on here. Because it all needs some. One of the things I have to deal with out here constantly is that there are so many little things that have to be done, which keeps you away from doing the things that you really want to, which is building. But that, I guess that just goes along with the process of doing what I'm attempting to do out here. I won't do the threads on the outside because that won't matter much. But that's one of those things. I've been down here for about a week, so I'm getting some things done, but of course, as far as I'm concerned, it's never fast enough because it just isn't, because there's so much more I want to do. But I have to continue to remind myself that this is not a project that I have to get done at a certain period and get so much done in a certain period of time. What I have to think about is the fact that this project is still enjoyable. And I've said in the past that if it becomes something where it's not enjoyable anymore and I'm stressing about it, then I'll have to stop, because that's not what this project is about. I want to get the house up and going and do the things I need to do. But at the same time, I don't want to stress about it, because stress is not good for you. I can go back home and go to work and all that good stuff and get stressed if I need it. But fortunately, there isn't any stress on my job. That's a good thing. So, but at any rate, I try and keep all that stuff in the forefront of my mind as I build, because the thing that I can count on is that when I'm out here, everything is great as far as I'm concerned, because I'm doing what I want to do. I'm out in the woods. I have peace and quiet. Everything is good in the world. Well, I won't say everything is good in the world, because on a worldwide scene, things are not that great as of right now. This is February 24th, and there are some people in this world thinking that they have reason to attack other countries, but that's another story. I try and stay out of those kind of things because I just do. It's nothing I can do about it. So I try not to worry about it too much. I do feel for the people that are involved in it, that are coming to harm, but I just have to continue to do what I'm doing here. And that dawn is working really great. It's gotten everything out of it. I won't say everything, but it looks a lot clearer. I think I'm going to put some going the other way because it didn't go all the way down. But I can see where it's doing what it's supposed to do. So let me stop that and put a little bit down this side, because that other side down there is looking pretty good. Kind of like that. So let's give a little bit more and let that run down a bit. That way it'll wash it down a little bit more. Because the first this side here, I got it to almost here, so this should go ahead and close in that space here, or cover that space where the oil was. So add a little bit more because it seems to be a little stuck there. So I think this will be good. But for those of you that are wanting to do this same thing, this will probably be a good idea for you to do this stuff also, because I don't think you'd want oil or the taste of oil in your water when you find it with this thing also. That's one of the things that was never covered on any of the videos that I saw. Maybe as you use the water, it will get most of the oil out, but I think this is a good first start, because if you can get it out, that's less oil you'll have to taste and less water you'll have to get rid of if you take everything out, or as much as you can out right now. So I think that is going to do. So it's going down pretty good. So in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and turn the water back on and just kind of wash it on through. And hopefully that will take care of the remaining oil through there. Now there could be a different, better way. I'm not sure, but this way seems to be helping, and that's what I wanted to do, is get something that maybe will actually help it. And that looks really good. I like that. So if this helps any of you, that's a good thing. Just something I thought about, because I did see reports or comments on Amazon where this was being sold. That was one of the things that I saw being spoke about. So that's what we'll go with. Okay, that's good too. So now that all that's done, I'm going to just basically empty this bottle of vinegar in here. Now I'm sure I could have found some stronger vinegar. Ouch, ouch. But this just came off the shelf. So I'm just going to use this. Yep, that's vinegar. So I'm just going to put it in and roll it around. Using vinegar is one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about also, because as I'm out in the woods, I'm going to want to clean. I'm going to have a septic tank, so I'm not going to want to put a bunch of chemicals in my septic tank, because that will basically kill the bacteria in there that's doing its job. So I'm looking at coming up with some vinegar solutions to help with cleaning inside the house and all around the house, so that I don't have to use a lot of chemicals and put them into the septic tank. Or I'm going to be using, more than likely, the water from the kitchen, the sink, the shower, bathtub, and vanity. that will be just gray water. And I think I'm going to set up a system where that goes back out into the yard where it can water plants or something like that, because there's no reason to send that stuff to a septic tank, because it's just more water that can be used for something, as opposed to letting it go through the septic system and then being leached out someplace. I think if I put some plants over the area where it's being leached out to, I think it'll help with the growth of those particular plants. So I think that's what's going to happen. So this looks so much better inside. I really don't see anything except a bunch of little holes in there where these guys are. So I think this is going to work. So now the big deal is being able to use this and actually find water. I'll have to take this back off and put some pipe dope on there so that when it does find water, it doesn't come through and whatnot. So that's what we have. So even this little top here has some gunk in it, and it's kind of sticky also with oil. So that was probably the best thing I could have done. Taken a few more minutes to do, but I think that has been key, or I hope it will be key in getting this guy into the ground and finding water, so I can have water in the house in addition to the rainwater I'm capturing from the roof. So a combination of the two would be great. I won't be wasting water, and I'll be using a whole lot less, since we won't be flushing the toilet that much, and the toilet water that we use will be from rainwater. So that will be a good thing also. So there you are. It's all done, and just wanted to show that, because I think that's an important thing when you're dealing with these spears or whatever you call these guys. Like I said, I don't know the technical name of them, but there you go. So that's it.